Our nation's leaders will soon be getting out of Dodge for the summer, headed for vacation to Martha's Vineyard, the Haughty Hamptons, maybe even a jaunt off to Europe. And who could blame them, right? What after a busy session bantering over bailouts, healthcare, climate change, and a Supreme Court nomination. But with talk looming now about a second stimulus, it kind of makes you wonder how all of this is helping to ease the burden of cash-strapped summer vacationers looking to get more bang for their buck. We examine that in this week's Pocketbook Politics.
I've never seen so much pressure, arm twisting, necks broken, deals made since I've been in the Congress.
Which usually has lawmakers scrambling by the end of the congressional summer session. Anxious to get out of the district and onto a plane headed somewhere far, far away.
I'm going to spend a week in Scotland.
But those who live and work in the real world realize summer vacation, or staycation as it's called, this year will be spent a lot closer to home.
Some people I work with that were going to go to Hawaii, but they decided that was too expensive for them, so they're staying local.
As did Bob Amici. No lavish luau for him either. The economic reality of doing more with less has hit the pockets of many families like his. So he's taken to the road with kids and RV in tow, driving from Massachusetts to a Northern Virginia campground. RV parks have become a popular alternative destination for many families seeking summer solace on a budget.
We have the camper. We've used this for a couple of years. It's a lot cheaper than staying in hotels and doing the flying and stuff like that.
So we're great fans of the state park system. I mean, I think it's a great vacation for anybody.
To be sure, many lawmakers, particularly members of the House and Senate Natural Resources Committees, are encouraged that more Americans are taking advantage of our nation's vast repository of Mother Nature's vacation spots.
But just within 30 or 40 miles of Knoxville is all kinds of recreational opportunities, the national park, the national forest, and all kinds of lakes. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park is I think the only national park that has no admission charge.
The other side of the coin is that all the belt-tightening has also led to a downturn in the U.S. tourism industry overall, much of it spurred by expert recommendations like this.
Stay out of expensive hotels and expensive resorts.
And since attempts to offer lower hotel and airline deals still may not be enough to woo some of you out of your backyard, bipartisan legislation to reignite the nation's lagging tourism industry was crafted. One bill offering to tax foreigners who use our tourist hotspots.
So I don't think that's a good idea.
Neither did a majority of congressmen. That's why it failed in the Senate just before the 4th of July recess. Despite skepticism over government intervention, the bottom line is how short-term efforts to save and conserve by American taxpayers and vacationers will impact the nation's long-term stability. Economists like George Mason's James Bennett aren't seeing any light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, it could be an oncoming train. We've got a lot of debt, bad debt, to wash out of the economy.
Even with that dire picture being painted, folks like the Davidsons aren't convinced that Washington is the answer.
It's not the government's responsibility, it's the family's responsibility.
Don't spend beyond your means. Budget, stick to it.
Those words of wisdom don't just apply to the American household, but to the folks up here who represent them. From the Capitol, I'm Tara Wall for the Washington Times.